Hi creators, Doro Kiley here again with creationcoach.com. Thanks for joining me. And today's question is a good one. It's what is the matrix? I think the matrix is a relatively new term, probably goes back to the movie, at least in mainstream consciousness. But the idea that it represents is really ancient. The Hindus, this is the way I'm perceiving it, by the way. What I do is I take all these religions and scientific things and I come up with this puzzle that resonates with me as true. So this is my truth. This is my perspective. If it resonates with you, great. If not, that's okay too. But my understanding of the matrix is something like what the Hindus would call the ocean of Maya. Or in Theosophy would be called the Akashic Records. And what it is, I mean, scientifically, we don't know. Maybe it's like dark matter. Whatever it is, it's known to be this place that contains the print, the pattern of every possible thought, story, event. It's got everything. It's got all of the creations, all the possibilities, and it's got all the timelines and all the, past, present, and future. It's everything that is possible. Could just leave it right there. Everything that is possible is in that ocean of Maya or the Akashic Records. And I think the word matrix is just kind of the newest word for that because it's more technology oriented, which is apropos to our day and age. So that's the way I see the matrix. It's the ocean of Maya, the Akashic Records, maybe even dark matter. Scientists are still trying to figure that one out. So the question is, if that's the universe, oh, and just to throw a tidbit in there, I think it's in the shape of a torus. And it's really possibly just a cell in the body of something much bigger. And I do think everything's in fractals, so that's pretty mind-blowing. But the question is, okay, if we live within this matrix, let's pretend this is the confined place where we swim around. And I'll bring up this, I do this all the time. I bring up this image. Here it is. So again, this is something I love to play with because it resonates with me. If you look at the colors here, this is representative of what we could call, like right now, let's just say this is the ocean of Maya. It contains everything, all possibilities, past, present, and future, all emotions, all thoughts, all stories, all everything. And they come in different flavors. So here on the bottom, you've got all this very, very strong energy. And, you're basically running on automatic here. There's not a lot of free will. You're just being kind of pushed around by the tide and making decisions on things you really have no control over. And so it's a very dark, disorienting flavor. And we do know that in life there is this energy. This is a very kind of hellish realm based on the fear of death and all this. So so that's a whole reality there in itself, and it's just a whole layer. Okay, and then you can go up into the all the thoughts and creations and ideas and events that have ever happened, past, present, and future, regarding this realm of pleasure. It's where sexuality is, where all addictions are. And then you can just continue to move up. So what I'm saying here is it's all here. It all already exists. It's around us. Everything is here. there's no real creating anything. All we're doing is we're trying to find our way. Okay, so here's a nice little image that came up for me a little while ago. Imagine on this body of water here, going all the way from the most hellish realms all the way up to the most blissful realms. Imagine there's a little fish up on top in, this bliss realm. And this, we could say, this is our soul. Okay. So our soul, you're going to like this one, lays eggs, and those eggs fall all the way to the bottom. And on the bottom is, now those eggs, you could say, are souls. Okay, so the spirit is giving birth to souls. And the name of the game, and I'm going to say that this, in a way, is a game, but it certainly doesn't feel like that when we start out. It's all the way down, you get, your little egg hatches, and out you come. And this could take, who knows how many lifetimes. We're talking in terms of maybe trillions of lifetimes, who knows. But in this picture I have here, you can see I did add what I thought was pretty hard to define. These horizontal lines that are just permeating the whole thing, you could say, are different lifetimes. So we have to come back again and again and again, working our way up the ladder until we become our true, mature self again, born back into the spirit. And so that's the name of the game. It's all here. It's already done. It's already been programmed. There's nothing missing. The only question is, what level are you on? So let me put this picture away. So that's it. Where are we? And it's not so cut and dry. I mean, I think this would make a great video game. Somebody can develop this, and I'll be a consultant. So anyway, yeah, this is the name of the game. How do we get out of being, on the bottom, stuck, and in a very dark place? This is a very difficult place to get out of. It takes a lot of intention and attention. First of all, you have to want to get out of it. Some people really can hang out in the pleasure zone for, maybe a million lifetimes, whatever, and then go into power. And so this is all part of us, okay? We're not trying to get away from anything. We're trying to play this game, wake up to the game, become conscious of the game, and then realize that we created it, and we are the developer, and we're all doing this together. It goes beyond time and space. It's the self wanting to know what it can become. And so where are we? I think we are at a point, because we're at a point where now the internet has really accelerated a lot of stuff, and good and bad. And it's speeding up everything to the point where we're almost getting burned out, too much information overload. So many people are seeking quiet inside, some place of stability, some place to turn to just turn all that stuff off. And so what this is, I think, causing is more willingness to figure out, what are we doing here? What's the purpose? What's it all about? And so more and more people are saying, this is a video game. We're just stuck in this game, and it's a matrix. And I'm going to say yes to all of that. But we're not stuck, and it's not somebody doing it to us. This is something we created, even though we don't remember it. We created this, and we know how to get out of it. We know the rules of the game at some point. At some point you're going to find the rules of the game. And just because you have the rules of the game does not make it easy, but there are rules. And those rules, you could go into almost any religion and find evidence of rules that have been laid out. And they could be like the rules of behavior, basically. Don't steal, don't lie, don't do this, and these are not just for social harmony. These are in place for a spiritual reason. These are for calming the soul, calming the mind, and when it's calm, when you stop contracting, you can set your intention a little bit to go upward. You're not going to make any huge leaps, although I guess some people can. I think it depends on where you came in last time. So anyway, that's the name of the game. I think wherever we are, we could look at these images and try and sense where we are. Most of us in this culture, in this day and age, this Western culture, we are basically functioning, from the red up to the yellow there, in the first three layers of this ocean, for the most part. Once we get to love, which is the balancing energy, then that's where we start to see the connection. So that's a good place to start, is to recognize that the Matrix is our game. We're just waking up to it. We're scrambling to find the rules of the game. We don't quite know what we're doing. See, what's happening, this is a whole other conversation I could get into here. We've got a lot of power behind what's going on, but we are lacking the direction, the form, the cheat sheet, whatever, to figure out how to move forward. So what we need to do is bring more structure. Right now we're just kind of blown out. We're just like thrown out of an airplane and scrambling, and finally we need to figure out what we're doing. What are we doing? What's the plan here? I think it's coming. I think it's on its way. It would be nice if more people would sort of pay attention to to the messages that are happening here. And it's not a message, or being channeled by aliens. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm totally crazy. That's okay. It feels right to me. But I think what's going on is we are waking up to this level of the game because of the intensity of what's happening with the internet and all the changes we're going through. All this energy is pushing, pushing, pushing. And by the way, I don't want to get into the masculine, feminine thing, especially right now when there's so much a political issue around it. But I will say that one energy is the push. The other energy is the one that gives form, like electricity coming into your house does absolutely nothing. You can't even see it, but it's pure power. Doesn't do anything until it is given form in the way of, refrigerator, whatever. So what do we do when there's a lot of energy and no real direction? And I think that's what's been happening since the internet came on board, actually, I think. A lot of energy, getting just crazy, and there's no consensus about what we're doing. So I would like to say what we're doing is we are working our way up the ladder in consciousness. We need more wisdom, and we need, it can't be a plan. Plans come and go. They're transient. It's really about, understanding that if we can get to the right place, the next step will unfold perfectly. But we are so not in the right place. Majority speaking, most people are confused and fearful and not knowing what to do, sort of shutting down. Addictions will, quiet the mind. But there's also this blossoming minority, which is growing, of people who are going inward and finding it, finding the rules of the game. So that's it. It's hard for me to stop talking. Anyway, oh, and the other thing is, are we creating this, or are we just growing up? Where do you draw the line? We're creating it and growing up. And we're in a way not really creating it. We're just unfolding into it. So it's already there. We are just finding which way to go. So there you go. That's it. Stay creative. Bye.